Good morning, everyone. It's Sal Warner, StretfordPost. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. How you feeling this morning? It was a late one last night for me. Of course, being in the Middle East, the game kicked off at 11 o'clock in the evening, the Spain versus Georgia game. And of course, the little matter of England versus Slovakia in the first game, which absolutely took it all out of me. A roller coaster of emotions, of course. I did predict it before the game that it would be a roller coaster of emotions. I kept really calm all day. I was getting ready for the game and I thought, you know what? I'm going to be calm all day because I need to build this up, because I need to save my energy. I need to reserve my energy because I know that Southgate is going to do Southgate ball. And he did do Southgate ball. And to be honest with you, I've never seen such a disaster class of a managerial performance in my life. Goodness me, I was singing, you gotta find me an angel, ooh, to set me free. I was singing, I was saying, look, this is ridiculous. Slovakia, Slovakia, come on, guys. We should be sweeping the floor with them. There's not one of their players that will get into the England team, squad, whatever you want to call it. But fair play to them, they did very well. But we're not here for that right now. We're here for Manchester United. We're here for the biggest club in the world and what's going on in the world of Manchester United. It is the 1st of July. Pinch punch, first day of the month. Pinch punch, first day of the month. We're here. We're here for the first day of July. And as everyone keeps telling me, I told you as well, to be fair, it is a very crucial week. It is a very crucial month. But I believe it's crucial until we get to the pre-seasons. As long as our deals are done by the first game of the Premier League season, of the pre-season, God, I hope it is by the Premier League season. As long as the deals are done by the first game of the pre-season and we got our players in and Ten Hag can work on the system and work on his first team, I'll be happy. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like there's a deadline here? I believe there's a deadline. I think we need a deadline, and I think United need to prove that they are different from before. They are different from before. Now, guys, I just want to first say thank you all for joining me today. It actually means so much to me. Let me just sort my tweet out for a second, and I'll be right with you guys. And I'll be right in the heart of the action. I'll be right in the heart of the action. So, anyway, the first bit of news, of course, has been floating around that Dan Ashworth is close to becoming Manchester United's technical director, or whatever you want to call it. I'm not too fond of the backroom staff shenanigans. I know it's important. I'm not saying it isn't. But when I was growing up supporting United, I rarely heard from any of the corporate guys in the back. You just heard about the football team, what's going on the pitch, and whatnot. We didn't hear about who's doing that, who's the director of football, who's the medical staff, who's the chief executive, owner, this. You didn't hear much about it. But just so you're aware, Dan Ashworth is close. Manchester United are close to working out a deal with Newcastle United for the services of Dan Ashworth. How do you feel about that? Can we get a move on? Can we get a move on now? I hope we can. I hope we can get a move on, because United transfers and backroom staff appointments have been delayed, obviously because no one is in place yet. Omar Barada doesn't start until the 13th of July, so hopefully we will have deals ready to go by then, because we cannot wait too long. We've got a lot to do, and that not just outgoings, ingoings, backroom staff, you name it. We've got a lot to do, guys, and we need to get a move on with it. Obviously, it's taken time. We don't want to be in the same position as we were last season with leaving things to the last minute, giving Ten Hag one leg to stand on only. So we need to make sure that things are done, dusted, and we have things in place for ourselves, you know. So, guys, if you're joining me, please could you smash a like and subscribe to the channel. Means a lot, really does. We need your help to build this channel, to build the numbers, and to get the algorithming, if you know what I mean. Get the algorithms going. Now, so Dan Ashworth looks like he'll be coming to United anytime soon. An agreement has been made with Newcastle United, and it's good news. So we can start getting business done. We can start getting the season moving. You know, we can start getting this pre-season moving, getting those players in. Now, Ligt seems like he's moving very closely. Very closely. Ligt, who is currently at Bayern Munich. Manchester United look like they've agreed a deal for Ligt, and he shall be a Manchester United player. It's looking very close. Good morning, Sonny. What's going on? Sonny, I like your name, man. It's sunny. It's sunny outside as usual here in the Middle East, and as we do, we keep it positive. Yeah, so Ligt looks like he's going to be coming to Manchester United. The deal is progressing fast. What do you make of this deal then? Obviously, he's had a tough time at Juventus and Bayern Munich. He hasn't performed well, would you say? Or he hasn't fitted well. Now, with me, I always like to look at things subjectively. I like to look at things in a way that, well, is this good? Is this bad? Well, I look at Ligt and I do ask myself the question. He hasn't played well. He didn't perform well at Juventus. Well, he did okay. And he hasn't performed well at Bayern Munich. Of course, there's always reasons for this. There's always reasons on why a player doesn't perform well at a certain club, isn't there? But I'm looking at the Ajax thing. I'm looking at the Beak. I'm looking at Anthony. And it just concerns me a little bit. You know, we haven't had much luck with former Ajax players, have we? Even Daley Blind in the past. He did okay. Didn't set the world alight. We just haven't had much luck with Ajax players recently, you know, so I think that it's a risk. Ligt is a risk, but it adds cover in a position that we are crucially short of, desperately short of options in that defence. Now, if we sign Ligt and we sign Branthwaite, fair play, we've got the defence sorted out, good. We've got Lisandro Martinez as well, but Ligt, in my opinion, wouldn't be my first choice. He wouldn't. Obviously, Euro would be my choice. And, of course, Todibo, which looks like it's not going to go ahead, obviously, with UEFA butting their nose into our business and blocking our transfer for Todibo, which a transfer that probably would have been done by now. I think it would have been done by now. Now, Joshua Zirkzee and his agent. Now, Joshua Zirkzee, of course, has a release clause. And it's a cheap release clause, I believe, about 25 million, isn't it? But his agent has been after close to 50 million euros. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. 15 million euros to wear a suit and to input data into a spreadsheet. That is his agent. His agent's name, let me get this right, his agent's name is Kia Jarabchian. Kia Jarabchian is the agent of Joshua Zirkzee. Now, Joshua Zirkzee looks likely to sign for Manchester United. Now, there were rumours that he had rejected the offer for Manchester United. He doesn't want to go to Manchester United. But we're hearing conflicting reports that the deal is almost done. An agreement and a relationship has been built with his agent. His agent is very close to Zirkzee, so it looks like Zirkzee could be the striker to add to our limited options up front next season. How do you feel about that? Now, I look at his goal record. Of course, I look at his goal record. I look at his performances over a career that has been, so far, the short career that has been a journeyman kind of thing. He's been to, obviously, Parma, 4 appearances, no goals. Anderlecht, he scored 16 goals for Anderlecht. He scored 4 goals for Bayern Munich in 13 appearances. So I'm looking at him and thinking, can he settle? Can he settle in the team? And you've got to think of this objectively. And you've got to think, will he settle in the team? Will he score goals? We need goals, right? We need goals. People could say that, oh, you know, he's a good player. But is he good enough to score us the goals we need? We had a minus goal difference last season. We need someone who's going to go out there and score goals. Obviously, nothing is guaranteed no matter who you sign. But we do need someone who's a proven goal scorer. My concern is Zirkzee can't get in the Dutch team. That's my concern. But that is no criticism to Zirkzee. I'm not criticising the player. I'm not doubting the player. I'm going by how I feel and what United need. And is this a deal that United should be doing, or should we be going over someone who's a little bit more goal scoring savvy, if you know what I mean? But under the stewardship of Ten Hag, I'm sure that he could become a great player for us. I'm sure that he will improve and he will score goals. Let's believe in it. And let's believe in Ineos and what they want to do. And let's believe in Ten Hag and what they want to do. It's better than nothing. I hear people cry. We need a striker. It's better than nothing, isn't it? We need to sign any striker, and we need to get them through the door quick. We've got a lot of work to do, and this work needs to be completed very soon. It's July. No excuses. It's July. No, oh wait, it's June, bruv. It's June, bruv. You know, you got to wait, bruv. It's June. Be patient, bruv. You got to be patient. It doesn't work overnight. You don't understand business, mate. Don't understand business. All that sort of shenanigans. So it's July. So let's hope that we can get some deals over the line and we can get some business done. You know, and yeah, Zirkzee, Ligt would be 2 good additions to the squad, along with Branthwaite. Branthwaite, well, Everton are playing hardball. Of course, Everton are going to play hardball with Branthwaite. I'm not surprised. Everton are going to play hardball with Branthwaite. They need the money. They want to hold out for as much as they can. Fair play and all that with the FIFA financial fair play. They need the money. So I believe they're going to hold out for 60, 70 million, which United are not going to pay. I can tell you that categorically. Now they can add some incentives. United could offer 40 million with 10 million added on for a certain amount of international appearances, a certain amount of appearances in the league, a certain amount of clean sheets or goals, whatever we want to say. In my opinion, I would like Branthwaite at United. He can play on the right centre back. He can play on the left centre back. He plays on the left. He plays on the right. That boy Branthwaite makes England look rhymes with kite. Branthwaite would make a good signing, and it would bring a well-needed youthness to our back line, which we have. Like, obviously we have Johnny Evans in there, Maguire, who are on the other side of 30, so we need to think about the future. So it will be a good signing if we sign Branthwaite. Now, according to HIDC, easy for you to say, Marcus Rashford could be in line for a move to PSG, Paris Saint-Germain. I almost said PSG Eindhoven. There's no such things as PSG Eindhoven, is there? Marcus Rashford could be in line for a move to PSG, Paris Saint-Germain. Apparently Manchester United are deciding on whether to make the bold move of selling one of their star assets in the name of Marcus Rashford. Would you be open to selling Marcus Rashford? Now, I think it's easy to say yes. I think it's easy to say he hasn't performed last season. But we do need to think about it. We do, because Marcus Rashford is an extremely inconsistent player, season by season, inconsistent player. He'll have one good season, then he'll have one bad season, then have one good season, and here we go on this merry-go-round. Now, I believe that PSG would make a very good move for Rashford. Would I be happy about selling him? Hell no, I wouldn't be happy about selling one of our youth products. But United need to act ruthlessly. And if it's a player that they want to sign, if they want to earn 100 million from the sale of Marcus Rashford, there or thereabouts, it's something we have to do. If we've got to do it, we've got to do it. We cannot be sentimental. We cannot be nostalgic. We've got to think of the future. We've got to think about what's best for the club. And no one is untouchable. It should be that way. No one is untouchable. No one should be able to come into the door Old Trafford thinking no one's telling me. I do what I like. I go to Belfast. I do what I like. I do what I like. I walk around on the pitch. I do what I like. Now, of course, with the strong backing of Ten Hag from Ineos, this has caused, obviously, a lot of division within the fan base, and rumours are has caused some division in the dressing room as well, with a small minority not too happy about Ten Hag being given a new contract. Now, you either like it or you lump it. If you don't like it, the door is there. You either perform or you go. You cry in your car and you go. You don't stay and you don't cause problems. You don't send tweets. You don't walk around the pitch. You don't down at all. Play for the badge. Marcus Rashford is an extremely talented individual. Marcus Rashford is obviously an individual who's run by the wrong people. People who give him the wrong advice. People who never tell him he's doing wrong. People who always compliment him. People who more or less butter his brass. Yeah, so Marcus Rashford needs to cut down on the controversies. The noise surrounding him wasn't great last season. It's a hindrance. We are in a very crucial stage of our history, and we need silence. We need silence in the house. We don't need noise. We need to concentrate on what we need to do. We want to be challenging for the title. We are the biggest club in the world, not challenging for the title. You look around the world, there's no team as big as us, not challenging for their respected titles. So, the Rashford, would I sell him? In my opinion, my humbles of humblings, if the offer is right, I would. So, Donovan, what's going on, mate? From Johannesburg, South Africa, enjoying the show. Thank you so much, Donovan. Really appreciate you being here. Please don't forget to smash a like and subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate you this morning, early in the morning. What time is it where you're from? Luckily here in the Middle East, it's not too bad. It's 10 something, isn't it? So yeah, bright and early. KD, what's going on, my man? What's going on? Thanks for the comment. Yeah, everything is steadily falling into place. Steadily. I'm happy that Ashworth is through the door. I'm hopeful that we can get some deals done and get some players out the door as well. You know, get some players out the door. If we can bring in some fresh faces, fantastic. If we can bring in some this week, if we could get some deals agreed, fantastic. Zirkzee, Ligt, good start. Good start. Yeah, Nairobi, 9:18 a.m. It's not too bad for me. It's not too bad. I thought it's only 1 hour behind me. Only 1 hour. That's surprising. I'm in the UAE, so it's only 1 hour behind. I didn't know that. I'm from the UK. I'm from London originally, so I generally go online at this time because it's 7 a.m. in the UK, and I like to bring the news first and fast. You know, so you know they get it in Europe quick. You know, but it's good to see you guys from Africa coming onto the show and showing me love. You guys are the best, man. You guys, I appreciate everything, and I won't forget you as we grow together. So yeah, what do you make of Rashford and the news that he might go to PSG? Would you be happy about that? It would be a sad sell, of course, but we have to be ruthless. If we want to progress as a football club, no one is as big as the football. No one is bigger than the football club. I also feel Anthony. I would sell Anthony. I would. I don't think it's worked out for him, and we have to just take that on the chin. Say, look, it hasn't worked out. Of course, there were noises about Ineos talking about how they want to raise 155 million for the wingers to recoup the money we spent on the wingers. So obviously we've got Pelistri, we've got Anthony there as well. Of course, we got Ahmad. I believe that Ahmad deserves a chance next season. I will not sell Ahmad, not in a million years. Very good young player, and we should give him more of an opportunity next season, as well as bringing in other youth players. Amas coming through can play on the left back position. We have a very good youth team, so we need to bring these through, and we need to remember those players as well, the youth team that are coming through. Very proud of Kobe, very proud of our boy Kobe Mainu making his debut, first team debut, starting yesterday. Big up Afro Suit, what's going on? Cape Town massive. Where are Kaiser Chiefs from? What part of South Africa are Kaiser Chiefs from? I know that Man United went there a few years ago to play a friendly game. I remember a few years ago. We haven't been there for a while still. I think we should go down there instead of going to America. America's long. America, we have to travel across the country, like back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, hopefully in Dusty, bro, I think it'd be good next season. I think we'll be excellent next season. I've got a good feeling. You know, you just get that feeling. I didn't have this feeling last season. Oh, thanks, Ndasi, man. It's good to have you on board. Please subscribe, man, and smash a like. I will be. A lot of content is coming next season. I've got good big things lined up for the channel. Obviously, I want to get you guys involved properly, and I will be interviewing various ex-players and journalists, etc. I'll also be doing other activities and collaborating with a number of people, which should be fun. And obviously I'm just starting out. I did have this channel a couple of years ago. Obviously I didn't put 100% into it. Now I've got the time, I can put 100% in the channel, and I can grow with you guys. So thank you so much for coming on the show and dropping a comment. Now, big one here. Big one. Thank you, Man UFC Now. I don't know your name, bro. I don't know your name. I was gonna ask you, what's your name? I know you're Ten Hag Inner, your brother, you're Ten Hag Inner. You were there from the start, mate. Big up the Ten Hag Inners. Big up. Have you noticed that the Ten Hag Inners, right? The Ten Hag Outers, have you noticed? I know it's okay to be Ten Hag out, okay? Let me just say that. We live in, oh, Don, what's going on, Don? Big up yourself. So Don and Don, two Dons. Is that the same person? We've got two Don, Donovan Pillay and Don, FC Now. So what I've really noticed is that the criticism coming towards certain young players from some of our fan bases has been disgraceful. Now, earlier this week we had the criticism of Rasmus Hojlund. Rasmus Hojlund is 21 years old, holding the line for Denmark and Manchester United. Rasmus Hojlund is by all means not the finished product. He does need support. He does need another striker next to him. But he doesn't get supply. He doesn't get enough balls in the box for him to score goals. I am very excited about the appointment of Ruud van Nistelrooy. La 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 la. Ruud van Nistelrooy. La 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 la. Oh, I can't help myself. I'm sorry. I can't help myself. Like when Ruud comes out, I've sang that at Old Trafford, at the terraces at Old Trafford. I know how it feels to sing Ruud. I was there. You know, he thought we were booing him at one time, didn't he? But he will obviously help in the development of Rasmus Hojlund. Thank you, Emmanuel. You guys are the best, man. You guys, I don't know where I'd be without you. It's early in the morning. You know what? I was up till 1:30 last night watching the Euros, watching Southgate and Spain. Felt sorry for Georgia a little bit. They were completely outclassed, weren't they? Spain were excellent. Naki Williams. What a player, eh? What a player. Brilliant. And it goes to show you, if you play players in their right position, they'll do a job for you, won't they? If you play players in their right position. So, I've got news which was spreading on the Manchester Evening News. Obviously, it's the main outlet in Manchester, home of Manchester United and Manchester City, of course, that Manchester United would be open to the prospect of swapping Rasmus Hojlund. Listen, yeah? Rasmus Hojlund for Victor Osimhen. This was reported in the Manchester Evening News. Now, I think it's absolute rubbish. But for them to report this, no smoke without fire, I always believe. For them to report this, it completely, I was flabbergasted when I heard that, when I read this, that they would be willing to swap Rasmus Hojlund for Victor Osimhen. Would you do a deal like that? For me, that would be a step in the wrong direction. We need Osimhen and Rasmus Hojlund. We don't need one or the other. We love Rasmus, and we want to keep Rasmus. And I think that would be a terrible, terrible deal for Manchester United. Manchester United should be buying players like Osimhen. Now, it is also rumoured that Manchester United would also be open to a deal with Greenwood and Osimhen. That's more realistic. Osimhen and Greenwood. Osimhen and Greenwood, I would be happy with that. Of course, Osimhen wouldn't be going for less than 100 million. Yeah, no, mate. No, I'll say no. That would be a step in the wrong direction. Yeah, Osimhen. A lot of players from Nigeria, a lot of people from Nigeria say Osimhen is a crap player. I know he's Nigerian, and I know you see him firsthand. But you know me, my wife is from Napoli, and I go to Naples a lot. I go to see Napoli quite a lot, and I see a lot of players there, and I was very impressed with Osimhen when he first. Oh, my guest appearance on Mix. I'm always on Mix channel, man. Mix a legend. Mix an absolute legend. You know, and I'm always on his channel. I love going on his channel. We have a good chat. He's a great bloke. Yeah, what I was saying, what was I saying? Well, I go to Napoli a lot, and when I go to Napoli, I go and see Napoli play sometimes, and I just go and do my little scouting mission. You know me, go and do a little scouting mission. I also went to see Fiorentina about a year ago, and I like to look at Serie A. I believe a lot of talented players come from Serie A, and they're very good at scouting players, just like Napoli. Obviously, they scouted the Georgian Kvaratskhelia, isn't it? So, and Osimhen, they scouted him very well, and they brought him through. What is the biggest issue with Osimhen? Why is he doubted so much? He scored a lot of goals for Napoli in Serie A, very difficult league to score in. He's powerful, he's quick. He scored some fantastic goals as well, especially a year ago when they won the Scudetto. I like the player. I do. I think he's stayed at Napoli too long. I think he's stagnated a little bit. Maybe a move to like Manchester United would do him the world of good. Would you be up for doing a swap deal with Greenwood? Would you be up for doing a swap deal with Greenwood? I most definitely would. That would be a magnificent move. Of course, Greenwood is a great player, great prospect, but we can't do it to Greenwood. Greenwood deserves forgiveness. You know, we're human beings, and this is what we have to remember. All of us have to remember this. We are human beings, okay? Some of us worse than others, but we are human beings, so yeah. Thank you for subscribing, Afro. What's going on? Afro Soup, what's your favourite soup? I hate soup, to be honest. I know it's good for you, but you know, my wife cooks me this really nice soup that got rid of my COVID a couple of years ago. Great recipe, but yeah, not here, not filter. Yeah, thanks, mate. I'm here not to filter. I say it as it is. If you want to ask me the opinion about anything or anyone, I would tell you straight up. I know sugarcoating. I'm not Willy Wonka. I don't sugarcoat things, you know. So I like to say it as it is. I like to keep it real. I've been a Man United fan close to 4 decades. There's a lot of fake Man United fans out there. A lot of them with big platforms. And I'm not one of those, you know, I'm not one of those. There's some of them that just want to go on their fan channels and hate on our own. They're even hating on Mainu. They're hating on Garnacho. They're hating on Hojlund. What kind of Man United fan does that? So you guys wouldn't swap Greenwood for Osimhen plus cash. You wouldn't swap Greenwood for Osimhen. Now, my biggest concern about Greenwood, as a big fan of Greenwood, when he's burst into the club, into the scene, is that I was around when David Beckham got all that abuse when he came back from the World Cup. I'm concerned about the players' welfare. English fans, rival fans, when you go to West Ham, you know, when you go to Liverpool, when you go to Newcastle and these teams, he's going to be abused. And I'm thinking about the mental health of Greenwood, the mental side of Greenwood, not just about ourselves, but I'm thinking of the player. I believe he's a generational talent. I think he should be forgiven, and I think he should be in the England squad. I do. I think people deserve forgiveness. What he did was disgraceful. We all heard what happened, but he deserves our forgiveness. But I don't think it should be at Manchester United. I think Manchester United have got too many problems at the moment than to worry about another player who's going to, be affected mentally and everything, and I'm completely against having him back, Yeah, he does need forgiveness, KD. KD, brother, he does need forgiveness. And this self-righteousness that occurs is disgrace. I'm going to give you an example, right? And I'm going to use it. Of course, two wrongs don't make a right. But let's think about like Kyle Walker for England. Kyle Walker has had many problems in his life. I'm not going to say the problems, but he's a very controversial character. He was forgiven. Phil Foden, it's a very controversial character. He's done some things. Forgiven, right? I know what happened was terrible, and I know the phone calls, it hit home. It was bad. It's not nice to hear those things. It's not nice to hear those things. And for me, it was like, well, because I like to think of things like objectively. I like to question things, sort of thing. I like to give my opinion and look at the evidence at hand. But what are we going to do? We're going to punish him forever? We can't do that. We can't. He's married, I think, now, and he's going to have a child with this girl. As human beings, we are full of all intricacies and delicacies that, we are just atoms of energy that, we can't control sometimes. As Eric Cantona once said, Eric Cantona, the great Eric Cantona, sometimes we are fragile. Sometimes we are fragile. Sometimes as human beings, we are weak in that moment. I mean, sometimes we are angry. Sometimes we say things we don't mean. I've sworn at my mum before. I've sworn at my dad before. I've called them all sorts of names. Do I mean it? No. Forgiveness is a very important, a big part of life. And as God once said, forgiveness is divine. It is divine. And we have to forgive and forget. I just feel like at Manchester United, staying at Manchester United will do him more harm than good. Yeah, I think for FFP it'd be good if we sell Greenwood, and I wish Greenwood the best of luck. Don't get me wrong, I wish Greenwood the very best of luck, and I hope he smashes it. I hope he absolutely smashes it. Of course, there are also rumours this week that we would be willing to swap Greenwood for João Neves of Benfica. Very good player, of course. Unproven. Many people wouldn't be happy with that deal, of course. Some people I know wouldn't be happy with that deal. But we have to get what we can out of the deal, because Greenwood is a big miss. When Greenwood burst through the scene, Greenwood was our best striker in the youth team. Greenwood was our best up-and-coming striker. It's not fair, for us to be going through this, that we have a great striker, potentially a striker who can score goals as well. We don't have striker who can score a lot of goals, and playing from the right, he can play from the right, he can cut in, he can score goals, he can on his left foot and his right foot. They were likening him to Robin Van Persie, weren't they? Sad about what's going on with him, but I hope and I wish him the best. I wish he can go out there and prove everyone wrong, all his doubters wrong. And we are all young once. We are all young once, and when we were young, we made mistakes. Okay, let's just remember that. If we didn't make mistakes, each one of us would be a millionaire, wouldn't we? Because we'll be perfect. We'll get everything right, but we don't always get everything right, do we? Hence the reason why we work for a living, or we work for somebody, or we struggle in life sometimes. Each one of us. So we're not perfect, and it's time to move on from him. Now, of course, England played yesterday, but I'm going to go on that into a bit. But there was a small rumour that Elise deal was going to be hijacked by Manchester United. Now, Elise, who's close to signing for Bayern Munich, of course, has been negotiating with Bayern Munich for the last week or so. Favours a move to Bayern Munich, but Elise has not signed the deal yet, and Manchester United could pounce given the opportunity. If we do sign Olise, it'd be one of the biggest steals in history, because obviously everyone was saying that he's signing for Bayern Munich, but it just goes to show you never know. I remember Mikel signed for Manchester United once, apparently, but ended up at Chelsea. You never know what can happen in this transfer merry-go-round circus. You never know what's going to happen and what's around the corner, do you? I remember that Mikel deal. Oh my goodness me, how embarrassing for Manchester United. Very embarrassing. I remember. Very disrespectful as well. Going to Chelsea. Good thing we beat them in the Champions League final, and we made amends, didn't we? Big up Kenny, what's going on? I've just been going through the latest news. Obviously, Ligt is close to doing a deal for Ligt. It looks like he's going to be the first through the door. Gave my opinions on that. I'm 50-50 with Ligt. Obviously, hasn't worked out for him at Juventus and Bayern Munich. So I'm interested to see how he would do at Manchester United. Obviously, Zirkzee's close. We've got contact with his agent, Gia Jabashian. His agent, of course, is the one who wants 15 million euros for wearing a suit and putting data into a spreadsheet. It looks like we've struck a deal with him. And it looks like Zirkzee could be the first through the door. Of course, I read your comment, KD. You don't want anyone sleeping on Zirkzee. I'm not going to sleep on him. I'm just stating that he's quite a journeyman since he made his debut. Hasn't been prolific yet, but maybe he hasn't settled. So there's many, obviously, multi-layered reasons for why players don't settle. And I'm sure that he will settle at Manchester United under the guidance and stewardship of Erik ten Hag. Now, as I was saying, Olise deal could be hijacked. In my opinion, that won't happen. There was rumours on the Manchester Evening News that we are willing to hijack the deal. We are willing to steal, basically, so to speak, of Bayern Munich and sign Olise. Olise would be a very, very, very good signing. I felt England should have persuaded him to play for England. I felt he would have. Played for Crystal Palace and obviously been in England a long time, and I think he's a very good player, and a player that assists from the wing is something that we need, I agree, KD, about Greenwood. Fantastic. He'd go for 40 million and we'd buy a fit for 90 million. We'll take 5 years as well. Yeah, it's true. It's a difficult deal. Obviously, swap deals are always difficult to do as well. Obviously, you have to, both parties have to be happy. The agents all over the place and have to be happy as well. It's a tough deal. We hardly do swap deals. The last one was obviously Sanchez with Mkhitaryan, and we all know how that worked out. Yeah, so Olise, obviously, if he does come to Manchester United, it would be a very good buy. Is he a priority? I don't think he is. I have firm belief in Ahmad. I have firm belief in Garnacho as our wingers. I think Olise would be a very good addition to the squad. But it looks like he's going to Bayern Munich. I just can't see him turning around and signing for Manchester United. I don't think we are that attractive for him, at the moment. Maybe down the line, he might be enticed by us, but I don't think he will be attracted to Manchester United. For him to turn around, just with his pen in the hand, ready to sign that contract, ready to sign it on the dotted line. He's ready to sign on the dotted line. I don't think he would turn around and say, now I'm going to sign for Man United, because I like the project. It could happen. I'm not saying it couldn't, but it could happen. But we have to be realistic, I think, truly. Joshua would be our first signing, Mishek. Nice to have you on, Mishek. What's going on? It looks like it could be 2 through the door. Can you imagine if 2 go through the door? Yeah, can you imagine? Zirkzee and De Ligt walk through the door like a boss? Walk through the door like a boss this week. Can you imagine? Imagine the excitement. I'll breathe a huge sigh of relief. But let's not get it twisted, right? We need a midfield players, guys. We need a midfield player. We need a player who's going to come in there and play in the midfield to complement Kobe. We cannot keep playing McTominay. Casemiro looks like he's on his way, and I'll give you news about Casemiro in just a minute, but we do need a central midfielder desperately, because we have very weak options in that area of the pitch. Now, Ugarte. Ugarte is very fond of a move to Manchester United. Uruguay sources were saying that he favours a move to Manchester United, and Manchester United will be the ideal destination for him. The ideal destination for Ugarte. Of course, it hasn't worked out at PSG for Ugarte, but who works out at PSG? Let's be fair. Let's be totally honest here. Who works out at PSG? Nobody really, do they? So Ugarte wants to come to Manchester United. He's excited about the prospect of Ugarte, but here's the stumbling block. Manchester United cannot get rid of Casemiro. Rumours are that they want to sell Casemiro, but they have a lack of They have a lack of buyers for Casemiro. Casemiro, of course, performed well in his first season. Last season wasn't too great, but Manchester United want to cash in on him. Obviously, want to reduce the wage bill as well, and make some money as well. So a lack of buyers for Casemiro is causing a bit of a delay in the deal for Ugarte. Ugarte would be a fantastic player. If we signed Ligt, Zirkzee, Ugarte, would you be happy with that as a first summer? I still believe we need more. We need a left back, of course. Of course, we were linked to Gutierrez of Girona as well. We do need a left back as well. We need a lot. We do. We need a lot. It would be nice, to sign another winger as well, But we can't be spoiled. Another right back too, Frimpong. Frimpong is also a name that's been on the radar. It's gone a bit quiet on him. The same with Edison of Atalanta is the same as him, and Alvarez of West Ham too. It's gone a bit quiet in that aspect. But I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more news in regards to Manchester United transfers, and Manchester United will be signing a few players this month. Fingers crossed, they will be signing a few players this month, and we will have a very positive and exciting window as a first window for Ineos. We cannot mess up. Of course, the news that Ashworth is walking through the door very soon. We've reached an agreement with Newcastle United, finally, so we can start getting business done. Omar Barada will be starting on the 13th of July. So all to look forward to. Wilcox is already there doing the business. It's everything to look forward to, everything to be excited about. We're gonna have a good season next season, my guys. We're gonna have a good season. I have a very good feeling about that. Of course, I put my neck on the line. I said we're gonna do a title challenge. Maybe that's just me optimistic. Maybe that's me delusional. But I think we're gonna do a title challenge. I think. Now, in regards to England, then. Now, watching England last night, there's a number of things that really concerned me about England. I mean, England are full of talent, full of excellent player. Happy birthday to Garnacho. Thank you, Kenny, for reminding me. It's Garnacho's birthday. Happy birthday to... I don't have the sound effects at the moment. I'm on the way to getting the sound effects. I'm going to get some sound effects, similar to KG. Big up KG. I'm going to get some sound effects, and I'm going to... Happy birthday. I have to sing now. I have to give you the sound effects. Happy birthday to you. I don't like that one. Happy birthday. That one's too slow. Happy birthday, Garnacho. What's going on, bruv? I hope you have a wicked one. Always on my Instagram. I see you. I see you, bro. I see you looking at my post, mate. Big up, Garnacho. Big up, Alejandro. Alejandro. Big up. Happy birthday. Hope you have a good one, you and the family. And for killing it for Argentina. Killing it. The next big thing in Argentina. Where's the number 17? Just like CR7. Amazing. Now, back to England, the depressing subject of England, should I say, and Southgate. England haven't played well. They haven't played well since the first game. And we don't like criticising teams. We don't like criticising players. Whatever the reason is, England have not played well. Gareth Southgate has got it horribly wrong tactically. The team is unbalanced. Players playing out of position. Square pegs in round holes, as they say. England have been poor. Trippier has been poor. Rice has been poor. Foden has been poor. Bellingham has been average. This is no coincidence. It's not the players. Of course, the players will take a lot of the blame because they're on the pitch. But tactically, if you're not setting a team up the right way, how can you blame the players? The coaches as well. England are struggling with that manager. I felt he should have gone after the obliteration of the Nations League, relegation in the Nations League and the World Cup, going out in a whimper. He's playing players in the wrong position. He's playing the wrong players. Sometimes you have to take a sacrifice and you have to leave out players you don't want to leave out. Of course, Manchester United would have loved to play Sheringham, Solskjaer, Dwight York and Andy Cole in the same team. But they couldn't do that, could they? They had to drop two. It's just the way life is. You have to drop them, rotate, play a team that's balanced. Play a team that's balanced. Now, I'm shocked that he left all the left backs at home. I'm shocked he didn't bring a left back with him, except an injured Luke Shaw, who doesn't play for February. For me, that's incompetence. For me, that's slanderous. For me, that's sackable for not bringing a left back, a recognised left back, into the squad when you have players like Mitchell, when you have players like Reece James who can play there, when you have players like Aaron Wan-Bissaka who can play there, you know, and you leave them all at home. That is sackable for me. Sackable. You know, then you bring in Dunk. Now look, Gui is suspended for the next game. And now we're all fearing about Dunk. We're like, oh my God, we've got Dunk coming into the team. It shouldn't be like that. The pool of talent that England should have enough talent to replace a player like Gui. It makes me wonder why they didn't bring Maguire. Why? He was the one being victimised. I know he hasn't played for Manchester United a lot. He played well when he did play, and he's played well for England. So why bring in Dunk? Dunk is passive. He's slow. He's short. He's not the type of defender that you want. Now, Gomez has played for Liverpool on a left-back position for, I think, 10 times to 15 times last season. And they didn't lose, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone in the post who knows, but they didn't lose when he played left-back. So why not play Gomez there? I'm shocked he didn't bring in Branthwaite. Branthwaite, who's a left footer. Also play right, left. I'm shocked he didn't bring him in. You know, he's just so out of his depth. And you know what I say? It's like, I compare it like this. If you're a Championship or League One player, you cannot force a Championship or League One player to suddenly become Ronaldinho. Even if they tried, they can't be Ronaldinho, right? That's a bit like Gareth Southgate as a manager. You cannot expect Gareth Southgate to be Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola. You can't. He's not good enough. He's out of his depth. England have an elite team with a Championship manager. Even lower. I believe there's some better Championship managers than Southgate. McKenna was in Championship last season. I think he's better than Southgate. Yeah, KD. England should borrow a leaf from Ivory Coast at AFCON and drop Southgate mid-comp. You know what it is? That's the right thing to do in regards to, if you're not performing, it doesn't matter when it is. Sacking the manager, you sack him. Now, I said it a while ago that if we called up Jurgen Klopp from the beach, right, and we said, Jurgen, look, we need you. England needs you. Just for this tournament. Just this tournament. If you can guide this England team in this tournament, I would, we'll pay you this much. We'll pay you a couple of mil, if you could just manage England for this tournament. You think Jurgen Klopp would say no? You honestly think Jurgen Klopp would say no? He wouldn't say no. He would manage England. Of course he would. Of course he would. He would manage England. Gareth Southgate is a very nice bloke. I'm sure he's a nice bloke. I'm sure he's good with the people. But sometimes you have to look at the media and say, look, we haven't been good enough. We need to do better. That's nothing down to anyone else but ourselves. Criticism is part of the game. Criticism is a part of improvement. Without criticism, if I get fat, if I walk past my brother, if I walk past my mum or my dad, and my dad says, no, you look good, Sal. You look really good. That's not love. That's affecting me. If my brother or my dad or my mum says, Sal, listen, you're putting on a bit of timber, you're getting a bit fat, you need to go to the gym. That's love. I'm not going to say, oh, what kind of mum are you? What kind of dad are you? What kind of brother are you? I'm not going to say that, am I? I'm going to say, do you know what? You're right, I better go gym and improve myself. And that's exactly like England should do. Stop blaming media, stop blaming the fans. The fans pay thousands of pounds, of euros, of dirhams, of whatever you want to call it, to go to Germany to watch that crap. Take it on the chin, say we haven't been good enough, we need to know what's wrong. I know what's wrong. He's made mistakes. But one thing what's going to concern me, watch this, and don't be surprised at this. Remember these words, guys, yeah? He's going to blame Mainu. He will leave Mainu at the next game, and he's going to blame Mainu, and he's going to play sodding Gallagher. And then that's when England will get knocked out, and they're going to deserve to be knocked out, because he's a prat. Everyone's been calling for balance. Everyone's been calling for Gordon and Palmer and Mainu to play in the same team. Yes, Kane scored, but he didn't do much else other than that. England would have won the game comfortably if they were balanced. Yeah, Klopp said he would take a break, but you think Klopp would deny a couple of million just to manage England? I think he'll love it. Honest to God, I think he would love it just for the tournament. Just for the tournament, I think he'll love it. I think he'll love it. Even bring out Arsene Wenger out of retirement. Anyone, you know, even Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would be better than Gareth Southgate. Honest to God, Ole would do better than Southgate. Ole's better than Southgate. Southgate talks good. That's all. Talks good, but they've got to stop this blame culture. They've got to stop blaming people. If it wasn't for Bellingham yesterday, England would be out of the European Championships against Slovakia, right? Slovakia's team's worth 1.5 million. Bellingham's worth 100 million. It's disgraceful. There's no excuses. And I said before the game yesterday, be wary of Slovakia. This is the game of their lives. They're going to be after this game from the start. They're going to push. They're going to press. They're going to try and shock England. Lo and behold, what did they do? Now, England changed it in the second half. Fair play. They played a more balanced lineup, a more attacking lineup. And that's what England need to do. They need to be more attacking. Because that's what their strength is. Work on your strengths. I just don't think Gareth Southgate has the cojones to do it. I just don't. Yeah, Kenny, Luke Shaw was on the bench. Why bring him to the tournament if you're not going to play him? He played Eze as a left back. Of course, Eze, fair play to him. Eze and Saka done superbly to play out of position. Superbly. Big credit for a right midfielder to be playing on the left back. Big credit. But he didn't need to do that. We have Mitchell in England. We have left backs left in England. We have Reece James in England. We have Aaron Wan-Bissaka in England. We have Chilwell in England. Why didn't he pick a left back? Why did he pick Wharton? If he's not going to play him, you might as well bring a left back. It's incompetence. If he was standing in a court of law, it'd be guilty as charged. Guilty. What the hell was you thinking? Now, I've watched England all my life. I'm from London. And I used to go and watch England play. I used to go to Wembley, watch England play. We used to play a decent style of football. We used to play a good style of football. But England have always been unbalanced. Even in World Cup 98, we were unbalanced. And it's always been a left-back problem for some reason. We had obviously a lack of left-backs coming through. Until obviously Ashley Cole came through and became one of the greatest left-backs of all time. But we've always had a very huge lack of left-backs in the midst at United. And I just fed up with seeing square pegs in round holes. And I think against Switzerland, if England do not improve, England will get knocked out comfortably. Comfy. 2 pillows, nice and comfy for Switzerland. They'll be on to the next round. Now, if a Jurgen Klopp, Arsene Wenger, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ten Hag, or even a bloody Eddie Howe were managing England, they'll do a lot better than they're doing now. They'll have a style of play, they'll play good football, and they'll be winning games. Because you don't need a world-class manager to win them games. Imagine Ancelotti was managing that England side. Imagine Pep was managing that England side. That England side is elite. Foden, Bellingham, Kane, Saka, Palmer. Foden Player of the Year for Manchester City. Bellingham Spanish Player of the Year. Have you seen La Liga? Did you see Spain yesterday? Bellingham, Player of the Year. Now there's certain Man United fans who are embarrassment, who criticise Bellingham, call him Belaney and all these things. The guy's 21 yesterday, day before yesterday. The guy was 21. Look at him. Assists, goals, world-class goals. This is not stat padding. He's assisting. He's scoring world-class goals. And you want to criticise a player like that. Disgraceful. Then you want to criticise a 21-year-old in Rasmus. Get a life, man. Get a life. You're not. What were you doing at 21, bruv? Think about that. Think about your life. Stupidity, isn't it? It's stupidity. But England do it to me. I was watching the game yesterday. I was very disappointed. So much so, when I was watching the Spanish game, I had no energy left. I was absolutely lampshaded. You know, I was absolutely out of it. You know, because in the UAE, the second game kicks off at 11 p.m. And I was like, you know what? I am knackered, absolutely shattered. I cannot do this game. 5 minutes to go, I packed up. I said, you know what? I'm not going to do this. But that's England. Now, forget about England. England go on to play Switzerland in the next round. Difficult game. Switzerland are better than Slovakia. So we look forward to that. We get a rest from England for a while until Saturday. Of course, I'll be doing a watch-along tonight as well. So the two games I'll be doing watch-alongs for, I believe it's Portugal, Slovenia. And let me just get this for you. Let me get it right for you so I don't mislead you guys. I don't mislead you. Right. Yeah, tonight is France against Belgium. I will be watching that 100%. Big game. Watch along tonight, 5 p.m. UK time, 8 p.m. UAE time, 7 p.m. in Nairobi. We do this, yeah, we got to do this, right? So join me for that. We're going to have a laugh. We say it as it is. Join me for the action. It's going to be a good one. Guys, please don't forget to smash a like and subscribe. You guys are the best. Please spread the word as well. Please spread the word. It would mean a lot to me. And I'm on the road to 5,000, and we can build together and build this community together. We are family. Yeah, Slovakia nearly held down, and I nearly got my clean sheet for Slovakia. Slovakia are very unlucky. The biggest mistake Slovakia made, I believe, was sitting back. I felt like England's defence was very shaky, and I felt like if Slovakia were more brave, they could have done it. They nearly did. I mean, there was that chance at the end when in the extra time, wasn't there? When he hit it over the bar, and Eze was there. Eze done really well, obviously, to put him off, and he put it over the bar. But it was basically an open net for him. So yeah, they did really well, Slovakia. And the best of luck to them. I saw the press conference of the manager, the Slovakia manager. He was very critical of England. If you watch the Slovakia manager's press conference, the Italian manager said that he was very unimpressed with England and their mentality. He said that the way they just sat back in the extra time period, brought on loads of defenders. What do you think about that? Now, what we have to remember is that because that Gareth Southgate is such a poor manager, he over-exaggerates things. Like he over-exaggerated bringing on how many strikers, and then when it went to extra time, obviously, and England equalised, obviously he had to change it up, you know, and England had about 5 strikers on at one stage, and England had to bring on some defenders. So obviously it's a bit of sour grapes from the Slovakia manager. You have to take it on the chin. Slovakia had their chance. They didn't take it. Move on. You know, England, we know England haven't played well. We know. But England did play better in the second half and were better in the first half of the extra time. But England did sit back, and I was unimpressed with England. I was unimpressed with England. So what England should have done, and as we had a conversation yesterday on the stream, is that they should have been looking to counter-attack and score the third, score the fourth. That's what good teams do. They don't just sit back waiting and waiting for the full-time whistle. You've got to try and score 2, 3, 4, like Spain did yesterday, scoring 3 and 4. You've got to carry on attacking. Don't rest on your laurels. Just keep playing. Keep playing. Attack is the best form of defence. You can't just sit back. It doesn't work like that in football. That's old-fashioned football. It doesn't work anymore. You've got to try and attack and try and beat the team, finish them. That's what you should do. Exactly what you should have done in 2021 against Italy in the final. Any manager would have won that game apart from Southgate. So he's in a quarter-final. Fair play to him. He's in a quarter-final. We play Switzerland, and Switzerland's going to be a much tougher game, a much tougher encounter. Hopefully he learns from that. Now, just to recap, Manchester United are very close to signing De Ligt. De Ligt obviously could be signing for Manchester United. Of course, he was wanted by United last year, but didn't go through. Obviously, Juventus and Bayern Munich player, former Bayern Munich and Juventus player, hasn't set the world alight. Could be signing for Man United. What do you make of this? Could he make it in the Premier League? Joshua Zirkzee is closer than ever. Manchester United have reached an agreement with his agent, what's his name? Gia Giropchian. They have reached agreement with his agent, and this could be done. This could be deal done, hopefully by the end of the week, if not by the start of next week. Also, Manchester United are looking to hijack Olise's deal, which is a very, very strange news. I don't think they will. I think they've left it too late. And obviously, there's rumours about Osimhen coming to United again. Rumours that Manchester United would be willing to swap Rasmus Hojlund. Can you believe it? What a sad, sad piece of news that is. Rasmus Hojlund or Mason Greenwood. They'll be willing to swap for Victor Osimhen. Now, one other bit of news. Manchester United have ended their pursuit for Ronald Araujo of Barcelona. Obviously, Ronald Araujo signed for Barcelona recently and hasn't impressed. Manchester United have ended their pursuit with Araujo, having not agreed terms with the agent of Araujo. So Ronald Araujo has stated that he wants to prove himself at Barcelona. Guys, it's been a pleasure. You guys in the chat, all of you, thank you so much for joining me. I'll be here every morning this time. Please subscribe, please smash a like, and we do this together, we build together, and let's keep going, yeah? Right, KD, thanks bruv. We need to get it up, we need to get the numbers up, we need to get some video calls, we need to get some phone calls sorted. I will be working on that definitely over the next coming days and weeks. I'll be working on improving the show. Obviously, I'm building, and your help is and your presence is very much appreciated. Thank you for joining me again, KD, Kenny, all of you guys from around the world. You guys are the best, yeah? Take it easy. Please subscribe, please smash a like, please spread the word. Peace.